Orbital Station Helix 3 floated above the blue curve of a peaceful planet, shining like a silver ring set in the black velvet of space. To many species across the galaxy, Helix 3 was not just a station. It was a symbol. A place where different civilizations gathered, shared ideas, and proved that cooperation was possible even among beings who looked nothing alike. Every year, the station held a grand Unity Festival, inviting delegates, scientists, traders, and curious travelers from dozens of worlds. Ava Wren had always loved the festival. She was a cultural analyst for the Human Diplomatic Corps, and her job was to study traditions from other species and help humans understand them. She enjoyed watching the small things, gestures, habits, words, games, rituals. Every detail helped her understand how the galaxy worked. Every detail helped her do her job a little better. On the first morning of the festival, Ava walked through the main plaza of Helix 3 with a datapad in hand. The air carried faint scents from alien food stalls. Bright holograms floated above the walkway like dancing silk. Voices echoed in dozens of languages, creating a soft, musical chaos. Ava paused near the center of the plaza, where a large crowd had gathered around an open circle marked with glowing blue lines. Above the circle floated a holographic banner. "The couple who kisses the longest wins." Ava blinked twice. "Seriously?" she whispered to herself. She knew that some species used physical closeness to express trust. But she had never expected to see something like this at the Unity Festival. Especially not as an official event. She looked at the couples already preparing inside the circle. A pair of tall, plant-like Valorians stood very close, their vine-like tendrils brushing softly together. A duo of crystalline Orixians leaned toward each other, humming as their bodies vibrated in harmony. A feathery, four-winged Aver couple touched beaks gently while adjusting their posture. Ava felt heat rise to her cheeks. The gesture might look familiar to humans, but she knew this competition was not about romance. It was about calmness, unity, and emotional stability between two individuals. Still, she didn't expect it to look so similar to a human couple's kiss. A voice behind her broke her thoughts. "Let me guess you're trying to figure out if this is cultural exchange or a publicity stunt." Ava turned to see Lieutenant Marcus Hale. A pilot with sharp eyes, a relaxed smile, and a uniform jacket that looked like it had survived at least 5 near crashes. Marcus was famous aboard the station for 2 things: being extremely brave in emergencies and extremely casual about everything else. Ava raised an eyebrow. "I'm trying to figure out why this is happening. That's all." Marcus crossed his arms, looking at the glowing circle with amusement. "I heard one of the Orixian ambassadors proposed it last year. Something about symbolic unity. Something about showing combined emotional discipline." Ava nodded. "Yes. It started as a trust ritual. 2 beings stay connected as long as they can without breaking focus. In many species, emotional harmony can be measured physically. Their bodies match patterns of breath, temperature, neural rhythm." Marcus cut in with a grin. "So basically, they're trying to see who can stay kissing the longest." Ava sighed. "For humans, it looks like kissing. But for them, it's a stabilized trust link. It's not romantic at all." Marcus tilted his head. "Are you sure? Because those 2 Aver over there look like they're on a date." Ava shook her head, though a smile tugged at her lips. "You're impossible." At that moment, a group of alien observers nearby overheard Marcus's joke. The tallest one, a soft-skinned blue Ilari diplomat, turned toward them. "Humans have never joined this event," the Ilari said in gentle tones. "Would your species like to participate this year?" Ava froze. The words felt like they echoed around the entire plaza. Marcus raised a hand slowly. Well..." Another alien, a 6-eyed Drask, leaned forward eagerly. "Yes, humans should join. It will be good for unity." Ava felt dozens of eyes turning in their direction. Even some of the crowd members looked pleased at the idea. The thought of humans joining seemed to excite them. Ava leaned closer to Marcus and whispered, "We are not participating." Marcus smirked. "Why not?" "Afraid of being the first humans to lose to a bunch of plants and crystals?" "This is not a joke," Ava hissed quietly. "This could influence diplomatic attitudes. If we fail too quickly, some species might take it as a sign that humans lack emotional steadiness." Marcus tapped his chin thoughtfully. "So if we win, we look incredibly impressive?" Ava stared at him. "We're not doing it." Marcus shrugged. "Fine. But you were staring at the banner pretty intensely. Admit it, you're curious." "Known. Known Southern body. I'm analyzing it," Ava said firmly. "There is a difference." He smiled again. "If you say so." She tried to focus on her datapad, but her attention kept drifting back to the challenge circle. More species were entering. The crowd kept growing. Curious voices whispered about human reactions. Ava felt her shoulders tense. She didn't like being the center of attention, and she especially didn't like being pressured into something. She told herself she would walk away in 30 seconds. But she didn't move. Marcus followed her gaze, expression softening. "You know, if we joined, we'd give people something to talk about. Could be good for cultural diplomacy." Ava glared. "You seriously want to do this?" He shrugged. "I'm a pilot. We're trained to stay calm under pressure. Breathing, control, focus. Maybe we'd last longer than they expect." Ava's voice dropped. "Marcus, it would look like we're kissing." "Technically," he said, "we'd be representing human trust." Ava opened her mouth to argue, but the Alari diplomat stepped closer with interest. "So? Will humanity join?" Marcus turned to Ava, his eyes bright with challenge. His grin was relaxed, playful, and annoyingly confident. "Girl said," he joked softly. "Look, the couple who kisses the longest wins." Then he leaned in slightly and added, he replied, "Do you want to try it?" Ava stared at him. The aliens stared at her. The plaza felt strangely quiet, even with the constant noise. Her mind raced. Participating could risk embarrassment for the entire human delegation, but refusing publicly might appear rude, or worse, fearful. Cultures across the galaxy interpreted rejection differently, and she did not want humans to be seen as closed off. Ava took a deep breath. "It's not a romantic kiss," she told herself. "It's just a trust gesture. A very, very uncomfortable trust gesture." Marcus whispered, "If you say no, I'll walk away with you. Your call." She hated that he said that. It made him sound supportive and understanding, which made saying no even harder. The Alari diplomat spoke again, gently. "Your participation would honor the festival." Ava exhaled slowly. She had studied interspecies diplomacy for years. She knew symbolic gestures mattered. She knew this event could affect how humans were perceived. And she knew Marcus was right about one thing. If humans succeeded, even a little, it could impress the galaxy. Finally, she turned back to Marcus. "Fine," she said quietly. "We'll do it." Marcus's eyebrows shot up, surprised. Ava swallowed. "Yes. But we do this respectfully. No jokes. No teasing. And absolutely no making this weird." Marcus nodded with mock seriousness. "Understood." Professional face on. Ava gave a tiny, nervous laugh. "You? Professional?" "Hey," he said, walking toward the challenge circle. "I can fake professionalism." For 5 minutes. Ava followed him into the glowing blue circle, her heartbeat loud in her ears. A wave of murmurs rippled through the crowd as 2 humans stepped into the center. Some aliens whispered predictions. Some looked excited, others looked doubtful. A tall Orixian stepped forward as the event's official moderator. Contest begins in 5 minutes. Participants, prepare your focus. Ava looked at Marcus. He looked back, eyes calm, face steady. In that moment, she wondered, had she just made the biggest diplomatic mistake of her career? Or the most meaningful? Only the next moments would tell. Ava Wren stood inside the glowing blue circle, feeling as if the entire station was watching her. The plaza of Helix 3 was now louder than before. More aliens had arrived after hearing that 2 humans were joining the TrustLink challenge. Cameras floated like tiny silver insects above the crowd, broadcasting the event across the station. Ava could almost feel her reputation melting under all the attention. Marcus Hale, however, looked completely relaxed. He stretched his shoulders as if preparing for a calm afternoon nap. "Not too late to run," he whispered jokingly. Ava shot him a sharp look. "We are not running." Marcus smiled. "Good. I didn't want to either." A group of station staff moved around the circle, placing small scanners on stands. Each scanner glowed softly, ready to read the participants' breathing patterns, stress levels, and emotional signals. Different species had different biology, so the scanners adjusted automatically. Ava tried to steady her nerves. She reminded herself again that this was not a romantic gesture. It was a diplomatic event, a test of emotional harmony, a symbolic unity ritual. She had studied this for years. She understood it better than most people in the plaza. Still, she was human. And for humans, standing extremely close to someone looked very much like something else. A Violorian couple near her intertwined their vine-like tendrils and gave Ava a supportive nod. Their leafy bodies gave off a soft, calming scent. A pair of Oryxians hummed in low tones, adjusting their crystal resonance. An Aver couple preened each other's feathers gently. Everyone was preparing. The moderator, a tall, crystalline Oryxian named Saret, stepped into the center. His body shone with a cool blue glow. "Welcome, participants," Saret said in a warm, ringing voice. "The TrustLink challenge will begin shortly. This is not a contest of romance, strength, or physical endurance. It is a demonstration of emotional balance, mutual understanding, and harmony." A hush fell over the crowd. Each pair must maintain close contact and synchronize their emotional signals. When a pair loses connection, becomes distressed, or breaks contact, they are eliminated. Ava swallowed hard. She felt Marcus glance at her. Saret continued. "Many species achieve synchronization through natural biological abilities. Telepathic resonance, pheromone alignment, or harmonic breathing. Humans lack these traits." A ripple of whispers moved across the plaza. Saret turned his glowing gaze toward Ava and Marcus. "Thus, the human's participation is unusual. Some consider it bold. Some consider it foolish." Ava felt her cheeks warm again. Marcus stepped forward slightly. "We'll do our best," he said simply. A small laugh ran through parts of the crowd. Some aliens looked impressed by his confidence. Others looked amused. Ava couldn't tell whether this was good or bad. Saret raised a crystal hand. "Prepare for contact." Ava turned toward Marcus. He stood close, very close. She could feel his calm, steady breath. He didn't look nervous at all. "Okay," he said softly, deep breaths. "Just focus on staying calm." Ava rolled her shoulders and took a slow breath. "This is still a terrible idea." "You said yes," he reminded her with a grin. "I blame temporary stupidity." "Well," Marcus whispered, "let's make your stupidity worth it." She gave a short laugh despite herself. The moderator lifted both arms. "Begin." Instantly, the circle filled with soft chimes. The challenge had started. Ava and Marcus leaned in. Their foreheads touched gently, and they stood with their hands lightly connected. It was close enough for the scanners to read them, close enough to qualify for the ritual, but not overly intimate. Ava closed her eyes. She tried to focus on breathing, steady and slow. She tried to imagine calm waves, quiet air, peaceful silence, but her heart kept beating fast. Marcus felt her hands tremble slightly. "Hey," he whispered. "You're okay. Just breathe. In and out." Ava let out a slow breath. "I'm trying. You're doing fine." Around them, other pairs were already beginning their synchronization rituals. The Valorians intertwined further, their tendrils glowing faintly as they matched each other's energy. The Orixians sang soft tones that vibrated through the air. A mechanical-bodied Zyrakian pair linked their neural ports with soft clicks. Humans, however, had none of these tools. Ava felt the challenge growing harder every second. They had to show emotional unity, using nothing but their minds and simple breathing. The scanners beside them chimed softly. A holographic display appeared, showing their stats. Heart rate, high but stabilizing. Stress level, elevated. Emotional harmony, low but rising. Ava winced. "That looks terrible." Marcus laughed quietly. "Hey, at least it says rising." "Barely. That still counts." Ava tried to relax again. She focused on the warmth of Marcus's hands. His breathing slowed, steady and calm. He was trying to match hers, or maybe he wanted her to match his. Minutes passed. The crowd watched silently, eyes glowing in different colors. Some aliens whispered about the human pair's data. Others tilted their heads curiously. A soft alarm sounded. A pair of Avair stepped away, feathers fluffed in frustration. They bowed respectfully before leaving the circle. The spectators applauded their effort. Elimination count: 1. Ava felt pressure rising. She hadn't expected other species to fail so quickly. "Still with me?" Marcus murmured. "Yes," Ava whispered. "Good. Keep doing that calm breathing." "I would be calmer," she whispered back, "if the entire galaxy wasn't staring at me." "They're staring at us," he corrected. "Not helping." Marcus chuckled softly. Their nervousness slowly shifted into focus. Ava found that when she leaned just slightly toward him, their breathing matched more easily. His steadiness anchored her. She didn't know if it was diplomatic courage or just Marcus being Marcus, but it helped. Her emotional state improved. Their harmony rating rose. Her heartbeat slowed. The scanners chimed again. Heart rate. Normal. Stress level. Decreasing. Emotional harmony. Medium and rising. Ava felt a tiny spark of hope. Another chime. This time, a robotic Zyrakian pair stepped away. Their neural link had destabilized. Their lights blinked red in disappointment. Elimination count: 2. Ava whispered. "We're outlasting species with actual synchronization abilities. How is this possible?" Marcus smiled. "Humans are stubborn. It's our secret strength." She opened one eye. "That's not a scientific term." "It should be." A third pair, a duo of soft-skinned Illyri, stepped back, breaking contact. They bowed gracefully and left the circle. Elimination count: 3. Ava couldn't help it. She felt shock growing. This wasn't supposed to happen. Humans weren't supposed to last long. They weren't supposed to impress anyone. But something was happening. Ava felt a calm she didn't expect. And when she opened her eyes, she saw Marcus looking at her, not teasing, not joking, but focused and steady. "You're doing great," he said softly. Ava felt something warm in her chest. "You too." Minutes turned into more minutes. The crowd was silent, waiting. Another chime. The plant-like Valorian couple finally loosened their tendrils, unable to hold their energy alignment any longer. Elimination count: 4. Now only 2 pairs remained. The Orixian pair glowing with soft blue light. And the humans. Ava's breath caught. Oh no. Oh yes, Marcus whispered. The Orcians hummed louder, trying to strengthen their resonance. Their bodies vibrated, like wind chimes in a storm. But Ava and Marcus stayed steady. The scanners glowed again. Heart rate, synchronized. Stress level, low. Emotional harmony, high. The crowd gasped. Humans were matching emotional patterns without telepathy, pheromones, resonance, or anything else. Ava didn't know whether to panic or feel proud. Marcus leaned his forehead against hers a little more gently. Just a bit longer. Om. A strong vibration shook the ground. The Orcians' resonance destabilized. Their glow flickered. With a sharp chime, their harmony levels dropped. They broke contact. A wave of noise exploded through the plaza. Elimination count, 5. Humans were the last pair standing. Ava felt her breath stop. She stared at Marcus in disbelief. He whispered, "We just made history." And for the first time since the challenge started, Ava smiled fully bright, surprised, and truly proud. The moderators signaled the end of Part 2's moment. But the story was far from over. Ava had no idea what consequences, reactions, or unexpected events would follow, and neither did Marcus. It was a silence filled with surprise, disbelief, and something close to awe. The glowing scanners around the challenge circle flickered softly, showing the final results again and again. Final synchronization ranking. First, humans. Second, Orcians. Third, Valorians. Fourth, Ilari. Fifth, Aver. Sixth, Zyrakians. Ava Wren stood completely still, her forehead still lightly touching Marcus Hale's. Her heart beat slowly, calmly, as if her body had forgotten the panic she felt earlier. She didn't move. She didn't breathe too deeply. She was afraid that if she moved even an inch, reality would snap back and she would discover she had dreamt the whole thing. Marcus opened his eyes first. He pulled back slightly, giving Ava space. "We did it," he said quietly. Ava blinked, unsure whether she should laugh, cry, or faint. We won," she whispered. "The humans won." "Yes." Marcus grinned. "People will write songs about us. Or memes. Probably memes." Before Ava could respond, the plaza erupted into noise. Aliens cheered, clapped, hummed, chirped, whistled, glowed, and vibrated, all in their own cultural ways of celebration. The sound was overwhelming. Banners flickered into existence. The station's floating cameras zoomed closer. News drones hovered, capturing every detail. Ava felt her composure slip. "Oh no," she whispered. "We're famous." Marcus gave a playful shrug. "Could be worse." 2. Sarit, the crystalline moderator, stepped toward them, each step ringing like glass bells. "Humans," he said in his calm, chiming voice, "you have surprised the entire Unity Festival. Congratulations." Ava bowed slightly out of pure habit. "Thank you," Sarit continued. "Your emotional harmony readings reached levels equal to species with thousands of years of telepathic training. This is unexpected." Ava tried to answer, but she wasn't sure what to say. Was it truly emotional harmony, or simple human stubbornness? Marcus said confidently, "Humans are full of surprises." Sarit nodded slowly. "We have learned something important today." Before Ava could ask what, the crowd surged forward politely, but with great enthusiasm. A young Aver flapped his forewings excitedly. "Amazing performance. Your synchronization was impressive." An Ilari diplomat stepped closer, glowing gently. "Humans always claim to be unpredictable. Today, you proved it beautifully." Even a towering Drask warrior known for never smiling gave them an approving nod. Strong minds. Strong bond. Good show. Ava felt her face warm again as dozens of curious individuals approached, asking questions. She found herself answering calmly, even though her mind felt like a storm. How did you match breath so quickly? Is human emotional alignment common? Are all human pairs capable of this? What technique did you use to lower stress so fast? Ava gave the simplest explanation she could. Humans are flexible. When the situation is stressful, we support each other. We communicate. That helps us stay calm. Marcus added, humans have practiced emotional control for ages. It's part of survival. None of that was fully scientific, but the aliens nodded with deep respect. Suddenly, a gentle voice from behind them said, "Please, make space." The crowd parted as an Ilari ambassador glided forward. Ambassador Sira was known across the galaxy for her calm wisdom and diplomatic grace. Her presence always commanded attention. Her soft blue skin shimmered under the station lights, and her calm eyes settled on Ava and Marcus. "You two have done something important today," Sira said. "Much more than winning a simple challenge." Ava straightened her posture. "Ambassador, it was not planned. It was only symbolism," Sira finished. "And symbols carry power." She turned, addressing the crowd with a soft voice that carried without effort. For years, humans have been known mainly for their courage, adaptability, and resilience. But today, they demonstrated something else: emotional unity. Her words made the crowd quiet again. Without telepathy, without bond hormones, without resonance fields, without biological tools, only through trust. A murmur of agreement spread. Sira faced them again. Many species believed humans were too chaotic, too unpredictable to excel in such a delicate ritual. You have changed that belief. I know. Ava felt a strange mix of pride and fear. She wondered how much pressure this victory would place on humans in the future. Marcus simply said, "We're glad it helped." Sira smiled warmly. "It did more than help. You reminded the galaxy that emotional harmony comes not from special abilities, but from choice." Ava looked at Marcus in surprise. His expression showed his own amazement. For a few moments, the crowd continued asking questions, praising, and celebrating. But eventually, Sarat raised his hand to speak again. "The festival will continue later," Sarat said. "For now, the human pair must rest. Their readings show fatigue." Ava felt grateful. She didn't realize how tired she actually was until Sarit mentioned it. Her shoulders slumped slightly. Marcus chuckled. "Guess we overachieved." Ava rolled her eyes. "Don't say that. Our stress levels were probably a disaster." "You did great," he said softly. Ava's heart gave a small, unexpected flutter. She quickly focused on the ground to hide her reaction. They exited the circle as the crowd clapped and cheered again. The moment they stepped out, Marcus whispered, "We survived, Part 1. And somehow, we won Part 2. Ava laughed nervously. "This wasn't supposed to happen. I was ready for a 5-minute failure." "Same," Marcus admitted. "But hey, humans are full of unexpected talent." Ava shook her head. "No. You kept me calm. You carried half of the harmony." Marcus shrugged. "You carried the other half." They walked down a quieter hallway, leaving the plaza behind. The noise faded, replaced by the soft hum of the station. The hallway's large windows showed the stars glittering outside. Ava let out a long breath. "I can't believe every news channel is probably broadcasting our faces." Marcus laughed. "At least we looked calm." "You looked calm," Ava corrected. "I looked like a malfunctioning robot trying to smile." "Not true," Marcus said. "You looked steady, strong, like you knew exactly what you were doing." Ava opened her mouth to respond, but stopped when she saw something unexpected at the end of the hallway. A holographic display had already been set up. It showed a live news broadcast from the festival. The headline read, "Humans display unprecedented unity, new diplomatic era." Ava's jaw dropped. Oh, stars, she muttered. They're already making theories. Marcus grinned. Told you we were famous. Ava shook her head. Marcus, do you realize what this means? Every ambassador will want to talk to us now. Every scientist will want to study the results. Every reporter will ask for interviews. And worse. Marcus raised a brow. People on Earth will see it. He smirked. Let them see. Maybe humans could use some good news. Ava looked at the screen again. She felt the weight of it. The pride. The responsibility. The unexpected fame. She whispered, This is going to change things. Marcus stood beside her, hands in his pockets, posture relaxed. Then, we'll face it. One step at a time. Ava didn't say anything, but her shoulders eased a little. For the first time since the challenge began, she felt truly calm. Yet deep inside she also sensed something else. Their victory might have made the galaxy admire humans. But admiration could lead to pressure. Pressure could lead to conflict. And conflict could lead to something far bigger than one simple festival game. The real test of humanity hadn't even begun. Ava Wren thought the noise from the festival plaza had been loud, but she soon learned something else. Political noise was even louder. Within an hour of winning the Trust Link challenge, she and Marcus were escorted into a quiet diplomatic chamber. It was a large, circular room filled with soft floating lights and curved chairs arranged in a ring. The walls shimmered with holographic displays showing peaceful landscapes from dozens of worlds, an attempt to keep diplomats relaxed. But Ava was anything but relaxed. Marcus sat beside her, leaning back like he had all the time in the world. Cheer up, he whispered. We survived the event. This is just talking. Ava rubbed her forehead. Talking is worse. Talking is where careers die. You worry too much. That's because you never worry. Someone has to balance you, Marcus said with a small smile. Before she could respond, the chamber lights dimmed. Doors slid open with a soft hiss as ambassadors from many species entered Ilari, Valorian, Oryxian, Drask, Aver, Zyrakian, and more. They all took their seats, eyes focused on the two humans at the center. Ava felt a knot forming in her stomach. Ambassador Sira, the Ilari leader, was the first to speak. Her voice glowed with calm energy. Thank you for joining this emergency diplomatic session, Marcus whispered. Emergency? Why does it have to be emergency? Ava whispered back. Because the galaxy panics fast, Sira continued. Humans have achieved something unexpected today. Their emotional synchronization outmatched species believed to be more advanced in this field. This has created excitement and questions. A holographic display appeared above the center of the chamber. It showed Ava and Marcus during the challenge, their data readings glowing brightly. The harmony levels looked unreal, even to Ava's eyes. The Oryxian ambassador, Sarit, chimed softly. Your performance challenges our understanding of human emotional capacity. A Valorian elder leaned forward, vines rustling softly. We believed humans were too volatile, too individualistic. But today, your unity was extraordinary. A Drask warrior crossed his heavy arms. Unity under pressure is strength. Humans showed strength. Ava cleared her throat softly. Thank you, all of you. But I want to be clear. Marcus and I did not use any special technique. We simply tried to stay calm. Marcus added, we used breathing and trust. Nothing more. An Aver diplomat fluffed his wings thoughtfully. Yet, your results matched species with natural bonding abilities. A Zyrakian machine voice clicked. Please explain. Ava inhaled slowly. Her voice remained simple and honest. Humans survive difficult situations by helping each other. We do it on instinct. Maybe that instinct helped today. Marcus nodded. Humans support one another when things get tough. It's natural for us. Ambassador Sira placed her hands together gracefully. Perhaps humans have developed emotional resilience in ways we never measured before. The room hummed as the ambassadors considered this. Ava felt a sense of calm wash over her. For once, the crowd wasn't questioning or doubting humans, they were learning from them. But then, something unexpected happened. The holographic display shifted, showing live reactions from across Helix 3. Some species were cheering. Some were curious. But a few looked uneasy. The Drask ambassador frowned. Some species believe humans should be tested further. Sira nodded. Yes, there are suggestions that humanity's emotional abilities might be more dangerous than we believed. Ava's heart sank. Dangerous? An Orixian representative explained. If humans can form deep emotional unity under pressure, then, in a conflict, humans may become incredibly coordinated. It could change power balances. Marcus sat up straighter. So we win one harmless challenge, and suddenly, we're a threat? The chamber fell silent. Ava placed a steady hand on the table. Humans are not here to threaten anyone. The festival challenge is about cooperation, not conflict. Our victory was a peaceful demonstration. Sira nodded. And many of us agree. But the political consequences must still be discussed. A long, tense moment passed. Then, to Ava's shock, the Drask warrior slammed his large hand on the table and growled. Enough fear. Humans are strong because they stand together. Strength in unity is honorable. 17. 7. Several ambassadors murmured in agreement. The Valorian elder spoke next. Humans should be allies, not suspects. Their unity can help the galaxy. See, a bright feathered Aver chirped. Yes, humans are cheerful, social. They form friendships easily. A Zyrakian robot flashed green lights. Humans show trust. Trust is efficiency. Ava blinked. She hadn't expected this level of support. Marcus whispered, I think we're trending. She elbowed him softly. Finally, Ambassador Sira raised her hand. Ava gasped. The Circle was an elite diplomatic alliance. Only 12 species had ever been accepted. Humans had been trying for years, but their unpredictable nature often held them back. If the ambassadors approved, it would change everything. Marcus's eyes widened. Ava? What do we say? Ava swallowed hard. This wasn't just about her and Marcus. It was about the future of their entire species. She stood. Her voice was calm, clear, and simple. Humanity does not want special treatment, she began. We don't want fear or suspicion. We only want to grow, learn, and work together. We want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. She took a breath. If today proved anything, it is that humans can build trust. We can form unity without special powers. We can find harmony in difficult moments. If you believe these qualities are valuable, then yes, we would be honored to join the Circle. Marcus stood beside her, tall and steady. The chamber filled with soft murmurs. Ambassador Sira lifted her hand. We will now vote. One by one, ambassadors raised their hands, vines, wings, tendrils, or glowing crystals. Ava held her breath. Marcus held her arm gently. And slowly, one light after another, lit up in the chamber. Orixian. Yes. Valorian. Yes. Ilari. Drask. Yes. Aver. Yes. Zyrakian. Yes. More lights followed. More agreements. More support. When the final ambassador raised their approval light, Ava felt tears forming. Ambassador Sira looked at them warmly. Decision complete, she said. From this moment forward, humanity is officially part of the Circle of Cooperative Species. The chamber erupted in applause. Ava covered her mouth with one hand, overwhelmed. Marcus pulled her into a friendly, relieved embrace, not romantic, simply proud and grateful. "You did it," he said quietly. "We did it," Ava corrected. Reporters rushed in moments later. News drones filled the air. Festival music echoed through the station as the announcement spread. Humans had achieved something remarkable, something many believed impossible. Ava and Marcus were led out into the plaza once more. This time, the crowd cheered not because they had won a simple challenge, but because they had helped humans claim a new place in the galaxy. Ava stood beside Marcus, breathing the electric air of celebration. She had never imagined that one strange festival game could change the future. But now she knew the truth. Humanity's greatest strength was not technology, not power, not intelligence. It was how humans connected with each other deeply, honestly, and emotionally. And today, the galaxy had seen that strength with their own eyes. As the celebration grew louder around them, Marcus leaned close and whispered with a playful smile, "So, still think trying the challenge was a terrible idea?" Ava laughed for the first time that day. A bright, free laugh. "No," she said. "It was one of the best decisions we ever made." And above them, the lights of Helix 3 shone like stars, welcoming humanity into a new chapter of unity, trust, and hope.